Remember when Pokemon Go was first released back in mid to late 2016? Of course you do, because it was launched in heaps of different countries and took the world by storm in just a short couple of months. Before we knew it, every man and his dog was walking around town, scoping out hidden corners in every city, in search of the magical 150. You didn't have to be an avid gamer to get sucked in either. You just had to love Pokemon. And let's be honest here, who the heck doesn't? Digimon peeps, you can step aside for this one. Some people carried around portable batteries so they could catch Pokemon for those extra few hours. And some really keen players even wandered around with 2 phones so they could capture a Raichu and a Wartortle simultaneously, or whichever little creatures happened to be in the area. Double the phone, double the power. Anyway, if you thought that 2 phones seemed like a little bit of overkill, there's another thing coming. Okay, so there was one dude over in Taiwan by the name of Chen San Yuan, and he's become a pretty well-respected Pokemon Go trainer, to say the least. He was like, 2 phones? Ha ha ha! Only noobs use 2 phones. Me? I only do what is necessary. I use 11 phones. This absurdly clever and unique approach caught the attention of many Pokemon fans worldwide who were fascinated by his dedication and tactics. Chen didn't stop there, however. No, sir. So he started off with those 11 phones rigged to his bike, yeah? Right, cool. He then decided that it wasn't efficient enough, so he took it to the next level again. He decided to abandon the bike for a more mobile setup, one which rocked 12 smartphones and power banks all attached to his body. Surely that was enough. Well, nope, it wasn't. He went one giant step further. Now in 2019, Mr. Chen has brought back his bike and almost doubled the number of smartphones attached to it from 11 to 21. Hot damn, Mr. Chen, that's some serious Pokemon catching abilities.
Taking their addiction way too far. How far? Well, how long would you take to beat a game without jumping? And how far would your love for fighting games take you that you literally felt the pain of characters? The Tekken Torture Tournament. We love feeling the connection to some of our favorite video game characters. Some of us get tattoos, decorate walls, and dress up in cosplay. Well, all those signs of fandom are pretty innocent compared to some of the most dedicated Tekken players in the world. How dedicated? Well, the players in the Tekken Torture Tournament seek to actually feel the pain their characters go through during a match. The Tekken 3 tournament is hard to watch and involves electrodes attached to the players. Some programmers actually had the task of connecting electrodes to an original PlayStation and figuring out how to send electric shocks every time a player would get attacked in the game. A one-sided beatdown would certainly cause a lot of pain, and that's exactly the point in the Tekken Torture Tournament. 32 players actually volunteered to participate, being told the shocks would be painful but non-lethal. Yeah, we can only imagine how big that waiver form was. Veins were literally popping out of the arms of players as the electric shocks went through their bodies. If you think playing the Tekken Torture Tournament was bad enough, imagine how much worse things could be if the same type of setup was done for Super Smash Bros. Yikes! $50,000 gaming basement. Remember the tough times deciding whether to pay the extra $10 for some DLC add-on content? Well, imagine dropping $50,000 for a whole basement dedicated to a video game series. That's exactly what Elder Scrolls fan Tyler Kirkman decided to do. And a lot of the investment doesn't even have to do with the projector setup and gaming consoles. As a huge fan of the Elder Scrolls series, Tyler decided to transform his whole basement into a replica home like it came straight out of a game like Skyrim. The attention to detail is impressive, as Tyler relied on screenshots from the game to create his designs. Besides the massive gaming screen and replica outfits, one of the most impressive parts has to be the stone-based shower with a waterfall running through it. The whole design feels like a natural water spring characters in the game would have to bathe in. Shelves have small bottles of potions, and there's even a bookshelf with a secret alcove hidden behind it. In typical adventure video game fashion, you pull on the book to open up the secret passage. Tyler's impressive basement has already set him back $50,000, but he's already looking for ways to expand and probably is hyped up for the next Elder Scrolls game in the meantime.
I just hope I have the space.
Tetris. Tetris isn't a new game by any means, but over the years it's certainly expanded. These days it can be played on anything from smartphones and classic 50-ton arcade machines to PlayStations, Xbox, PCs, you name it. So how did someone take Tetris to the next level, you ask? Well, let's turn our attention to a handful of geniuses over at the prestigious MIT. That's the Massachusetts Institution of Tacos. Sorry, technology, for anybody unaware. The group of students who were either overflowing with creative juices or were just bored out of their minds decided to take the classic arcade game and, ready for it? throw it onto the side of a giant building. The building had straight rows and columns of windows, which the students were able to hack into. They manipulated the lighting in each individual area to create what was, for better or for worse, the biggest unofficial Tetris installment in the history of the whole darn universe. If you thought that dinosaurs were impressive, you never saw the MIT Tetris setup. Anyway, as amazing a feat as it was to create this interactive display, somehow these so-called geniuses couldn't even manage to clear a single line. Not one. Okay, from outside a building, we're moving inside, specifically into the gaming den of one of the most popular gaming influencers and streamers. Yeah, you know who we're talking about. It's Ninja. If that name doesn't ring a bell for you, then clearly you've been spending way too much time out in the sun enjoying the natural beauty of the world. Anyway, Ninja started off playing and streaming Halo back in the day, but has recently been focused on Fortnite. He is without a doubt one of the main faces of the esports industry, and has the bank balance to back it up, coming in at a net worth of around $17 million. So how exactly does he take it too far? Well, firstly, he has admitted that he streams and games about 10 to 12 hours per day. That in and of itself is next level. But the real wowzer here is his setup. It's hella expensive and impressive at the same time. Ninja's setup features 3 HD computer monitors and a gaming PC decked out with all of the best gizmos and gadgets and gigabytes and megatrons and all of that techie stuff that alone would be close to a $5,000 value. Then he's got another PC dedicated just to streaming, so yeah, pretty cool. Then along came the little angels at Red Bull, who totally renovated his gaming space into a button-mashing paradise. The Den 2.0 features changeable LED lighting, way too many giant TVs, permanent high-def camera installations to stream, and even a sliding drawer with dog bowls for the pooch.
Oh my god.
20,000 perfect bowling games in Wii Sports. When Wii Sports first came out, the simplicity and fluid nature of the motion controls had us all obsessed with the game. Well, there's one guy who was a little more obsessed than others. Not only did he want to achieve a perfect game of bowling in Wii Sports, but he wanted to repeat this task. Not 100 times, not 1,000 times. John Bates currently holds the Guinness World Record for playing 20,000 perfect games of bowling in Wii Sports. To capture the incredible feat, Bates played the game from 2008 to 2015, recording every single perfect game to ensure his record would be legit. The guy must have the craziest muscle memory. Hopefully somebody informed him that the Wii U came out, followed by the Switch, and now the Switch Lite. Dude doesn't need to be stuck in the past playing so much Wii Sports. After so many games, we really hope the printed certificate from Guinness was worth the time, and all those repetitive arm movements. We really have to wonder if John actually plays in a real bowling league. Try to get our first perfect game. Who's up for the challenge?
Who's coming with?
Non-jumping game winners. What's a Super Mario game without jumping? Jumping is the key to victory, especially in the side-scrolling adventures. But in Mario 64, there's one man who figured out how to beat the whole game without jumping a single time. You think the process was tedious and took hours upon hours to master? Well, you'd be right. A player by the name of Scott Buchanan has been a massive Mario 64 fan his entire life, and just beating the game regularly was not enough. He decided to get through levels without pressing the A button. Using some clever enemy tricks and Mario's slide, Scott is able to impress as he pretty much has levels memorized and is able to navigate with so much ease he makes the whole thing look easy. One of the clever tricks? Having Mario toss himself into some lava so the character flies up into the air. The main goal is to collect a star in each level, and there's some levels where Mario is able to complete his task in less than 30 seconds. He pretty much puts all our Mario playing skills to shame as he effortlessly goes through all types of levels while we would still be trying to dodge a Goomba.
Respawning in at number 8 is a dude whose approach to World of Warcraft is like a jackrabbit on steroids. Known as Watola, this gamer has taken his WoW presence to the next level. Is it too far? Well, we'll let you be the judge of that. So yeah, Watola took his character all the way to level 100. That might sound impressive, like 100 is a pretty impressive number, but in reality it's not that difficult. It would just take a fair bit of time and dedication. Oh yeah, here's the thing though. Watola didn't just do it with one character, he did it with a whole freaking 100 of them. 100 characters leveled up to 100, and that was across 2 accounts. That's 1,200 days by, say, a modest 5 hours a day. That's about 7,000 hours. That's like 1,400 half-hour personal training sessions worth, although we wouldn't know. Hey, Ma, bring me another Twinkie and a tray of bacon, all right? Crispy bacon, Ma. Crispy. So yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of time.
Pokémon Red in Minecraft. The worlds of Minecraft and Pokemon have mixed for several years now, with mods of Pokemon creatures and all skins for human characters like Ash and Team Rocket. But you've never seen anything like the painstaking Minecraft creation from a man known as Mr. Squishy. This guy built a massive emulator in the world of Minecraft that would run a working version of Game Boy's Pokemon Red. There's no hacking or crazy mods needed to make this work. He had manually created the Pokemon Red pixel by pixel. Yes, we said pixel by pixel, and screen by screen. As a player interacts with a game within a game, each screen shifts and changes, kind of like a traditional Amazon Kindle. It's hard to even process how long this whole thing would have taken, especially as he designed each and every Pokemon featured in the game. The massive undertaking wasn't just some weekend project either. Mr. Squishy took 21 months to complete the task, as poor Steve had to travel over 2,000 miles within the game to build all the components and command blocks to ensure everything worked smoothly. The only downfall to the game? There's no sound. So if you decide to play, get your best Pokemon sound effects ready and enjoy commentating on the action yourself.
Okay, next up, we've got a story of love, overcoming challenges, and breaking the norm. And we're not talking about Beauty and the Beast. At number 7, please say hello to the one and only Sal 9000. He's never revealed his real name, but we know that he's a man from Tokyo. Anyway, it's fair to say that Sal was rather fond of his Nintendo 3DS. Almost too fond. Actually, definitely too fond. The console had Love Plus installed on it, which features an AI character named Nene Anagasaki. Nene had the ability to react to the player's words. If anyone's seen the movie Her, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, it's roughly along the same lines as that. Okay, so Sal was fond of his 3DS and liked to converse back and forth with the AI technology, but so what? It's not like he married it or anything. Wait, hold up, he did marry it? Well, hot damn! So it turns out that Sal 9000 actually did tie the knot with his dearly beloved 3DS. The pair would go on dates, and Sal would snap a few photos shopping with his wife. Among other pretty normal coupley things. Okay, maybe normal isn't the right word for this situation. Anyway, we're not sure how his PlayStation Portable feels about all this. Rumor has it she's a bit of the jealous type, but hey, as long as Sal's happy, then who are we to judge?
Largest collection of Tomb Raider memorabilia. Collecting video game memorabilia is fun. There's special edition games and Funko Pop figures, but there's a guy in Spain who's obsessed with one specific game and might have taken his love a little too far. You may be wondering what game he has over 3,000 pieces of memorabilia for. Mario? Sonic? Warcraft? Guess again. It's Tomb Raider. Yep, it appears like Lara Croft has a stalker, and his name is Rodrigo Martin Santos. His love for Tomb Raider didn't even begin with the game itself, but rather from just a poster featuring the lead character. His fandom of the series began at the age of 9, and he's been collecting ever since. Life-size statues? Got 'em. Autographed Angelina Jolie movie posters? You know it. Original drawings from the Tomb Raider creator? Yep, he has those too. He literally has dozens and dozens of Lara Croft figures and statues. We didn't even know they made this many. He's even gone so far to collect posters of Lara Croft cosplayers and get their autographs as well. So, who's gonna be the first one to tell Rodrigo that Lara's just a fictional character? Not it!
This attitude problem. You people need to learn some manners.
Following suit is a man from Clemson, South Carolina, who didn't marry any virtual characters. However, he did attempt to merge the gaming world with the real world by trying to bring a particular game to life. Unfortunately, the game he chose wasn't the smartest of options, considering that it presented a huge safety risk. We're talking, of course, about the good old-fashioned Frogger. You know, the one where players must guide a hapless frog across a busy road and an alligator-infested river. It doesn't take a genius to realize that trying to run across a freeway into oncoming traffic isn't exactly the most intellectual of decisions. It definitely wasn't a death wish, however. The unnamed 23-year-old's intentions were purely lighthearted and in the spirit of Frogger. Essentially, he yelled "go" and rushed out into the road. Unfortunately, although not surprisingly, he was struck by an oncoming SUV. Ouch. This isn't the only time it happened either. In San Clemente, California, some kids were caught playing Frogger in front of the local school. And in 2006, some guys in Austin dressed up a Roomba robot vacuum in a frog costume and sent it wheeling around on a busy road.
Largest collection of video game coins. Video game collectors have a ton of options when they collect. There's the video games, special edition consoles, or even posters. One of the more niche collectors markets, video game coins. From arcade coins from the local Chuck E. Cheese to collectible Mario coins, Wade Speaks has them all, amassing a collection of over 1,000 individual coin designs. Over the years, many gaming companies have released coins for a variety of reasons, including pre-orders or special collector sets. For example, there's the special coin that got released with the launch of Super Mario Galaxy. The coins that video game companies release are typically the size of a standard $50 and often feature all kinds of art and details. So when Wade set the Guinness World Record for the largest video game coin collection, what do you think he did? He expanded his collection, of course, this time by teaming up with the company's signature coins and creating 2 custom coins to acknowledge his unique record. The coins feature a lot of great details and are a fun way to cap off the collection.
Make a fine addition to my collection.
Hopping in at number 5 is a dude by the name of Brett Martin. Long story short, this Colorado man absolutely lives and breathes video games. The thing is, he's not that much of a gamer himself. He doesn't rock a setup like ninjas or anything like that. Martin is actually a collector, and a pretty darn good one at that. Anything and everything to do with video game-themed merchandise can be somehow linked to Martin. It all started in 1989 when Martin's parents gave him a small Super Mario figurine. Fast forward to today, and his shopping spree has never ended, with over, ready for this, 8,030 items. Holy smokes, Batman! He was awarded the Guinness World Record in 2012 for having the world's largest collection of video game memorabilia, and he hasn't slowed down since. Although it seems that he may be soon because his wife is starting to get pretty fed up with all the clutter around the house. She says clutter, we say treasure.
Mr. Beast, Fortnite Battle Royale in real life. Whenever Mr. Beast isn't stalking Twitch to donate random cash gifts to gamers all over the world, he's creating some huge real-life scenarios, with some big money on the line. Considering how much Mr. Beast donates to Fortnite players, it's only fitting that he would make and host a real-life Battle Royale. Inviting some of the top YouTube stars from around the globe, the Battle Royale in real life just proved how far some players would go for their love of Fortnite. And a chance at $200,000. The massive map included 13 teams of 3, with each player getting 3 balloons attached to their backs. With hidden guns located all around the map, the teams had to find the weapons and blast the balloons off of their opponents. The last team with balloons left at the end would be declared the winner of $100,000, and the game had 2 rounds. The craziest thing about Mr. Beast setting this whole tournament up was that he didn't even play in it. He merely hosted the thing and watched others as they played and competed. That had to be a tough thing to watch. The gamers themselves quickly learned the difference between a video game and real-life battle royale as they tried to hide and needed to rely on a whole lot of stamina.
No guns within 100 meters of where we started.
Okay, number 4. We all remember that game Kingdom Hearts, right? Cool. Well, a user dubbed Aronius Gaming tore the game to shreds. He turned the dial up to 11. Apparently for this dude, progressing through all the levels of the game was too mainstream, too easy. So what did he do? Well, he upgraded his character all the way to level 100 without even leaving the first map. This is actually much harder than progressing naturally through the game, and we're not totally sure what his motivation was. Anyway, it took Aronius 210 hours to reach the max level while still at the beginner stage, which is probably far less time than actually finishing the game would take. Time well spent? You decide. Speaking of spending questionably large amounts of time on games, a Reddit user known as Treeboy Dave did something pretty similar with Overwatch, the team-based shooter set on a near-future Earth. He was like, "Oi, Erroneous, 210 hours is nothing. Watch this." So Treeboy Dave went and leveled up all the way to 4,300, spending more than 151 hours on each hero. There's 26 heroes, so do the math. Don't feel like it? Fair enough. Okay, we'll do it. That's 3,926 freaking hours. Wow. Hang in there, folks, we're almost there. Next up, we've got a gal by the name of Carrie Swidecki. The Bakersfield, California woman set the world record for the longest video game marathon of all time. But she wasn't sniping noobs or gathering loot while seated at her computer desk. Nope, she decided to dance and dance and dance until she could dance no longer. With an incredible tally of 138 hours straight, Swidecki played Just Dance 4 for almost 6 days. That's not all, though. She also holds 10 other marathon-based world records. That is absolutely insane, and that's why she clunks a spot on our list. All right, we've made it. Last but not least on the list is one of the most successful YouTubers of all time, although not without controversy. We're talking about PewDiePie, who has climbed to almost 100 million subscribers thanks to his video game streaming and commentary.
Let's go, bros. Ah, no.
What's totally nuts about this is his super over-the-top, expensive gaming and streaming setup. His list of gear includes a Canon PowerShot G7X II valued at $700, a Canon XA11 professional camcorder at over $1,000, a $1,000 AKG microphone, a $200 mechanical gaming keyboard, a $400 ASUS monitor, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, PewDiePie goes all out, but hey, it seems to be working, so why the hell not?
And if you like the video, and of course don't forget to tell about it to your friends. If you're not subscribed to Real Bizarre yet, then go ahead and subscribe. And of course don't forget to press the bell. Check out some of our other videos, and you'll find all the links in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.